This is Yoga with Renee, Flexibility Yoga. And today we're going to focus on a gentle prenatal class that will really open the hips, but also build some energy. It'll have lots of little flowy pieces integrated into the class. And we'll need a bolster, and if you don't have a bolster, try to find a couple of dense cushions nearby. And we'll start seated. So just coming onto your bum and landing. And just taking a moment to connect to your breath. So resting the hands on your thighs. And sometimes it feels really nice in my body to rest the hands down on my thighs, and other days it's just really nice, especially when you're pregnant, just to bring your baby into your class. So perhaps bringing your left hand to your upper belly and your right hand to your lower belly, or vice versa, and just sliding the shoulders back and just sinking into the breath. Really bringing that breath into a place of fullness with the inhalation and an unhurried but complete exhalation through the nose, or if it feels more comfortable, through a soft jaw. We'll just switch the hands. The other hand comes to the top and the opposite hand comes to the lower belly. And if it's not already kind of drawn into the cycle of the breath, inviting in the pelvic floor here. And on that inhalation, practicing the softening, allowing the belly to get big and the belly to drop into the pelvis as the pelvic floor relaxes to accommodate that breath. And you find the exhalation and that drawing in and up of the vaginal and anal sphincters helps expel the breath out, toning and lifting out of the pelvic basin. Nice. And just bringing the hands onto your beautiful bellies and giving a little rub of appreciation. And although I'm not pregnant, I'm actually really nice and swollen with my period. nice and swollen, and it always just feels nice to give the low belly a little rub anyway. Good. Just bringing your hands back to the thighs and giving a little drawing in and up through the thighs, a little caress. Good, and a little shoulder roll. Good, and taking your time, regardless of the time of day that you're choosing to come into this embodiment practice. If it's morning, you might choose to be a little bit more vigorous. And if it's bedtime, maybe going really slow. We'll just switch the directions with the shoulders. Not worrying too much about when the inhalation and the exhalation occur. Just bringing the chin down towards the chest. From the deep pelvic floor, starting to draw your beautiful bellies in and just get a lengthening through the back of the neck. And we'll start the flow as you slide your hands up the thighs, inhale. And then gently drawing in as you exhale. Slowly. And exhale. And coming back to your neutral. Good. We're going to just bring the right shin out and just lift up the left leg and bring it over the right knee. I'm sitting up on something, but just sliding off of it a little bit for a little bit more space. And this can be a big stretch in the pelvis. You might do a little rock here, side to side. I'm going to bring the right hand to the left foot and the left hand to the left knee and just give a little rock here. We're going to roll out that left ankle. Yeah, going both directions and do a little bit of work with the foot. And I'm sure we all know logically the foot and the way that we hold our weight in our body really affects the back, affects our posture, and especially when we're pregnant and the distribution of weight changes drastically. We're carrying much more weight in the front. And although some people's bodies wisely put on a little bit more weight in the back, not everybody does, okay? So sometimes that weight distribution is actually really wonderful wise. Your thighs thicken and your bum gets a little bit bigger and all of that weight balances. But other people really find the weight is not proportional and it can really affect how you hold your body and how the back feels, okay? So we're going to work the right hand into the arch of the left foot and just gently rub down the whole sole of that foot. Work the fingers in between the toes. So the little finger is going to come in between the little toe, the littlest toe, and the fourth toe, and then just going in like that. So the index finger is between the fourth toe and the big toe. You know what I mean? And then we're just going to circle out the foot, rock it, wave it a little bit. And if you need support underneath your left ankle or anything at all to make this doable, please do that for yourself. Good. Just finding this toe stretch can feel really intense. So just finding your breath practice here, relaxing the jaw, taking a few sighs. Really good practice for labor. It's like, oh yeah, this is beneficial sensation, right? Just like labor is, it's gonna help your body, help your life. Good. And then just going forward and back a little bit, flaring out the toes and curling them inward. Giving a little rock there, beautiful. And then we're gonna release the toes. Just feel that, always feels like, whew, feel something. And then wrap your right hand around the top of the left foot and just scrunch it in. Scrunch, scrunch. Draw your shoulders up and just feel the whole top of that left foot and calf gets a little lengthening and a little expansion. It's not the sort of thing that you're going to sit down and do, right? We don't necessarily think, oh, my feet actually need the stretch. You'll probably feel it in your pelvis. You'll probably feel it somewhere else, maybe even a headache, things a bit out of alignment. So we're going to take a little time with all the details and do some general mobility today. Beautiful. So just flare out the toes. Good. Stretch your legs out for a moment between sides and just give yourself a little rock here. Good. As I mentioned, I'm super achy, and I feel like the intuitive practice that I'm called to do for myself when I'm menstruating is often just a wonderful prenatal class. Really lots of hips and stretches and just beautiful. Okay, so we're going to go the other way. I'm perching back up on my block, but then sliding back off just for a little prop to the back of the pelvis. Your left leg is going to cross the mat, and then you're going to bring your right leg across. And it's okay if there's a big gap here. We're not warmed up yet, so just be gentle. Bring a cushion here or a block. And then just take your left foot to your your left hand to your right foot and your right hand to your right knee, and just stroke along the bottom of your right foot. It's almost a way of getting some consent. The foot's preparing for some attention to see how it responds. I used to teach some baby massage in my baby yoga classes, and you don't want to just dive in and touch a body part intensely. You want to kind of ease in. We all need a little warming up, right? Come up towards the foot, and then you can just stretch it out, roll it out. Good. And then we're going to work the fingers in between the toes again. So pinky goes in that last gap, and then next finger. There we go. Good. And oh, yeah, intense. With that initial intensity, just see if you can sit up tall and practice relaxing the parts of the body that are not your toes. So giving your jaw a little wiggle, even doing some horse's lips. Nice. Nice. And then starting to work that right foot in some small circles, finding some ease there. And you can support your right knee as much as you need to. Make sure there shouldn't feel like sensation in the knee. So making sure that it really is all about the foot, and then just starting to kind of twist and maneuver the left hand a little bit as your foot releases. And if you can't get your fingers all the way through, this takes time, it takes practice, don't worry. But yoga requests mobility of the feet. There are a lot of postures where you might think, oh, this is really hard, it's my legs. I feel like this isn't a flexibility thing, it's a strength thing. But when you have more foot flexibility, like the warriors are a good example, they all require a lot of foot, ankle, strength, and flexibility, then they'll feel more accessible, other postures, and you feel like you can hold your weight safely. Let's go the opposite way and just curl in and curl back. There we go. Letting that go, release. We're going to let go of those toes, give a little wiggle, and then wrap your left hand around the top of your right foot and scrunch it in. Again, sit up, give a little wiggle. If your hips are feeling creaky, we will move them, I promise. And then just taking that and squeezing out. Good. Yay, let that go. We're going to bring our other leg out and just a little windshield wiper to the legs here. Nice. Good. And we're going to take the bolster or cushions out of the way. If you have blocks, you might actually appreciate having them for this, okay, if you have blocks. Good. Okay, we're going to come onto our hands and knees. Okay, position your knees underneath your hips. Tuck your toes under, and we're going to do some toe and wrist stuff here. So just making sure as we begin that the hands are underneath the shoulders and drawing the navel up to spine. So really feeling that support as belly draws up. Okay, so nice and stable. From this place, we're just simply going to stretch back into the feet. So I'm pushing back into my toes. Good, and just feeling that through the whole base of the foot. And we're going to inhale, come forward. Okay, if you're tall like me, you might feel like you want to move the hands a little further forward so that when you come forward, you can give the hips a little bit of space down, push into the hands, and lift the heart. Inhale, exhale back. Just a simple rocking. Make this movement your own. So if it doesn't feel good to come as low, don't. Exhale. And you might stay here if you're in your kind of last chapter of pregnancy. If you're early on, you might feel like coming down like this just feels really delicious in your body still. Stay here in the foot stretch. Reach your arms forward. Bring your forehead to the floor. And if your forehead can't comfortably rest, you can just cross your arms in front of you and rest your forehead down. Your toes are still tucked under here. Nice. And just giving your body a little rock here, side to side. Good. I like to do this stretch almost every class, especially prenatal and actually postnatal too. We're going to walk both arms, the torso over to your right, okay? And we're going to drop the torso down. If you need a head rest, I encourage you here to just make a fist with your right hand and rest your forehead there. Or you can just bring your right palm to the floor and then crawl the left hand away from you. Push the left hand down into the floor and kind of draw that hand back isometrically, kind of energetically without actually moving it. Quite a strong armpit stretch here. If you have both arms reaching out, you can bring your forehead down and rock the forehead a little bit. Nourishing this shape with the breath. Breathing into the rib cage. Good. Ripple up onto your fingertips and give a little sway here. Bring our hands back to forward. We're up on our fingertips, and just for a moment here, we're going to round into the shoulders, okay? Come back down, inhale, so our shoulders are down, lift the head. Exhale, round. And exhale. Good. Coming back down, still toes tucked under, but if you need to take a break from that, that's okay. Torso over to the left, right hand reaches away. You can bend your left elbow and rest your head on your left hand if you wish. Really connecting to that right hand, pushing it down and kind of pulling into that right shoulder. Good. Stretch both arms out if they're not. Just give your forehead a little moment here. And then gently come back to center. Good. Untuck your beautiful toes. Good. Let's tap out our feet. Bring our hands back underneath the shoulders. Knees back. Feel that tone to the belly here. And we're going to gently circle here. I always get some pops and releases in my pelvis, and it always feels really normal and good. So just making sure that that's the case for you. You could put an extra layer of blanket or cushion under your knees if you need to. And going the other way. Be mindful of how you distribute your weight through your hands, always, and especially in pregnancy. We want the index finger to be lined up with the outer edges of our mat. So nice, kind of like an L with your thumb. And then just gently coming back into a little restful child's pose, just to reset. Stack your hands or reach your arms forward. And just breathing some space into the mid-back here. Nice. A little rock here, and we're going to reach our arms back out again. We're going to come back up onto our knees and tuck the toes under. And I just want you to pay attention to kind of how you come into downward facing dog. So we're going to hinge the weight back into the toes, reach the arms forward, and bring your head in line with your arms. Okay, so we're not kind of coming up. I'll just show you what not to do. So take a peek. I see a lot of this. And it's like straight legs, but you're almost doing a plank, okay? So it's strenuous for the joints. And in pregnancy, we really want those strong legs. Your legs are incredibly strong. You're carrying extra weight. You're like weightlifting every day for the legs. So use your legs. Push back, head in line with the arms, tuck the toes, and then lift up. And I want you to keep your knees really bent here. And just for a moment, just sway the hips side to side. So kind of pivoting on your toes and bending into one side, a little rotation for the waist. Come back to center, and then you can bend into your knees deeply and just get a beautiful stretch through the legs, but micro bend here. Rock your head a little bit side to side. And creating some heat in your body. It might feel nice to walk the dog, so just bending deeply into one knee and then the other. We'll come back onto our toes and we're going to walk our feet up to meet the hands. So we'll come up here and just draping down. Take the tops of your hands to the mat. Tuck the chin in. And just find a little bit of gentle movement, a sway if that feels nourishing for you. Or even a little rotation side to side. Good. Come down, low in your chair, okay? So your knees are bent, hands come up to the thighs. And from here, I'm just going to bring the hands to the chest. It can be right in here, and the weight is in the heels. So really making sure our glutes are working for us. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale. 3 more like that. Exhale. Inhale here. Exhale. Reach up. Reach up. Last one. Good. Find a little seat. So each time you come up, you can do your own version as you can see. So you can kind of come to your hands to the heart. You can bring your hands up. Okay, and then as you reach up, just feeling that stretch. We'll come up nice and tall. Bring your legs together. Bring your hands into an interlace. Tone the belly and push the palms up. Really draw in the low belly. Really feel that strength. And then push down into your left leg and bring that side stretch over to the right. So really feeling that length, body. We're not compressing the waist, so we stay long, and then from that length coming over. Inhale up, and we'll just release that. Good. We'll do 3 more of those chairs. So choose the distance between your feet. Choose your variation. Okay, we're going to inhale, reach up. And we inhale, stretch it up to the heart. Again, reach up. Inhale. Last one. Good. Opposite side. Legs come right together. Reach your arms up and then go over to the left. Interlace, push the palms up. And dropping the shoulders a little bit if possible. And gently come up and exhale. Good. So we're going to come all the way through. So we're going to inhale, reach up, bend your knees, and fold in half. Halfway lift up. Take your time. And exhale. Connect through the hands, and we'll step the right foot back. We're up in a high lunge here, and your fingertips are touching. Of course, if you have access to blocks and you feel like that helps your practice, you can use blocks here. I know lots of people don't. So you can come up onto your fists or your fingertips, drop the hips, but push back through that right leg, okay? Really getting an active stretch, which warms up that right and left side. You can rock here. Slowly lower the right knee down. Make sure that your front shin is at a 90-degree angle. From there, you can use your blocks. They're handy. Or if you feel comfortable, you can begin to bring your hands up to your left knee. But first, I want you to really focus on drawing the left foot and right knee towards the midline. Okay, so we're pulling in that scissoring action, and the hands come up to the left knee. Drop the shoulders down and just sink into the stretch here. Give it time, some attention. You will feel most of the sensation on the top of your right hip flexor, but push firmly into your left heel. Options are to stay here. You can bring your hands to your hips, or if you feel comfortable, you can reach your arms up. Just keep the shoulders away from the ears and the fingers soft. Just relaxing the jaw, softening the face here. And from there, we're going to gently float the hands back down to blocks or to the knee, okay? Then we're going to bring the right hand onto a block or onto the floor, and the left hand is on the left knee, okay? So from here, just a gentle rotation as we turn to the left. Connect to the top of your right foot, sink the right shoulder down, and just start to gently move your gaze over your left shoulder. Be mindful that this weight-bearing elbow is mildly, just has a little micro bend to it. You can give a little rock or a little bit of movement here, and then we're going to gently bring it back forward. We're going to come in and out of this hip a few times. So straighten the left leg, flex your left toes, lift up, and if your belly's right there, just wiggle that left heel over and give your ample belly lots of space, and then just gently easing in. Rather than imagining your nose is coming down to the floor, instead imagine that your nose is kind of moving towards the top of your mat. And coming in and out a couple times. We're going to come back forward and just again a little rock here, and then bring it back again. Come onto your fists or your hands if that's possible, if that's comfortable, so either a little higher up or the blocks, and then just settle in. Find a few big sighs, just breathing into that hamstring. Give your head a little circle, that neck some love. Good. And then just walking that left foot back forward. Bring your hands down to the floor, or come onto your fists. Re-lift and energize that right leg, so nice and strong. Connect through the hands, and then draw the left leg back. So you're up and downward facing dog. Again, you can bend your knees here, a little wiggle side to side. Or you're always welcome to rest in child's pose if you'd like. Good. And we're not doing a traditional sun salutation because we don't go down onto our belly, but we're going to do a few little push-ups, tricep push-ups. So you can wiggle your knees down. We're going to bring the hands forward, bring the weight over the hands. And we don't have to go very far. Keep the elbows in, and we're just going to come down to a little hover and push up. Exhale. Again. Good. Come down, down, down. Feel your belly tone, and then up and back into your child's pose. Give your belly space between the knees, just here for a couple breaths. Good. Reach the arms forward, tuck the toes under, lift up and back. Push into your left leg and reach your right leg up and back. Nice and strong and long in that left leg. Push into your hands, flex your right toes, and then on your exhalation, you might take a couple steps, if you need to, bringing that right foot forward, and you're going to pivot on your left foot. Take your time here as you slowly come up into your warrior two. Pull your feet towards you, nice and strong. Sink the tailbone, bring your hands onto your hips. Okay. That pulling the feet in is a key action. So finding that for yourself. And then we're going to straighten that right leg and reach the arms up. And then exhale, cross the arms in front. Excuse my back, it's a better visual, I think, in this space to have my side. Good, we're going to come down, reach out, palms come up, and then sink the hips, tuck that tailbone, and pivot the hands back down. Good, hands come to the hips, straighten the right leg, shorten the distance between the feet. We'll come into a gentle triangle. Micro bend to that right leg, and then sliding the right hand down towards the shin, the thigh, whatever feels stable, and work on getting this left shoulder back. Okay, option to reach up or do an extended triangle, reaching over the top ear and just getting a lovely stretch along the left side of the body. Tone the low abdomen here. Maybe moving the head a little bit. And it's a balance, it's a standing posture. There's so many things happening. You may enjoy reaching that left arm back up, taking your gaze up, and then let's bring that left hand back to the left hip. Bend into your right knee and gently come up. Good. Pivot on your feet. So that left foot, you're back on the left toes, hands come down, and we're going to take a little, or 3 steps, you're pregnant, take your time, stepping the left foot forward. Okay, belly needs space between the feet, we'll halfway lift. And exhale here. And just tuck your chin and give yourself a little release. Good, bend into your knees, let's inhale, reach up. Hands to the heart. Lovely. Again, bend your knees, hands come in close to fold. Halfway lift up. And exhale. Connect through your hands here, and then we're going to take the step back with our left leg. So we're up in that high lunge. You can use the blocks if you wish. Energize the left leg here. So we're not floppy through the left knee, but we're sinking the hips down. The front right shin is at a 90-degree angle, and we're on our fists. Maybe we're on the blocks if you have blocks. So there's really an invitation to spaciousness through the chest and really strong legs here, creating some heat and mostly getting really active stretch through that left hip flexor. Good. Whenever you're doing a strong shape, how is the breath here? Good. We're going to softly lower down onto the left knee, okay? Untuck or keep those left toes tucked under. You choose what makes you feel stronger. Pull the right foot and left knee towards the midline. You can come up on the higher edges of the blocks or bring your hands up to your right knee. Keep the hips sinking in forwards. Hands come to the hips and really tuck the tailbone. I love that stretch that you get through the hip flexor here. I always untuck my left toes here because it just feels like there's more of a front hip stretch that feels good in my body, but it's my body, not yours, and I'm not pregnant. From here, option. Keep your hands here, or you might enjoy reaching the arms up. Float the palms, soften the fingers. Find one point of focus, your drishti. Inhale, reach. Exhale, softly land. Good, and automatically just going back into that stretch with or without the blocks and just easing in. We'll come forward. Again, just noticing what this side is all about, what you want to do. Flex and point that right foot. Notice how you feel that through the front and then the back of that leg. And we'll come in, we'll come up, lift the chest. And the next time you sink in, we'll come in for a little bit of time, so resting on your palms or on your fists, squaring your chest to the floor, and working your gaze and working your energy towards the top end of your mat rather than kind of beneath your face. Nice. And close your eyes, and once you have that length, you can curl in a little bit. Nice, and just gently planting that right foot down, walking the right foot over to the right. Bring your left hand either almost off the mat, or if you're taller, it might be off the mat. Bend into your right knee, bring your right hand onto your right knee, and just a very gentle but deep rotation to your right. Feel this in your right hip flexor, but also through the spine as you open up your waist, making space through the rib cage here. It can be so subtle. And that hand can stay, and let's keep the hand here on the knee today. Micro bend that weight-bearing left elbow just for extra support as you find the stretch. Good, and gently bring it back. We're going to do a big transition here to standing again. So we're going to push into the right foot, retuck your left toes, coming back to that high lunge. Actually, I lied. We're going to come back. So push into your hands and actually step it back. Had a moment. Good, and just rock it out here. Really feel that beautiful stretch. You can dance it out. You can take a mini child's pose if you wish. Give your head a little release. the whole right foot from the toes to the heel, and then lift your left leg up and back. Push through the torso, get strong. Inhale with me. And you exhale and just step a couple steps it might take you to bring that left foot through. So take as much time as you need. I like to pause and give pregnant people time. Pivot on your right foot, and then from this base, we're going to reverse windmill all the way up to our warrior two stance. Okay? Hike your pants if you need to. Bend into your left knee, and then energetically pull the feet in. So tuck, tuck, pull in, get that strong place. Hands can come to the hips. Good. And just release into that left knee. We'll do that same thing. As we straighten the left leg, we're going to reach up. Inhale, and then exhale, cross in front. Good. And we'll stay here. So reaching out, spin the palms up, get long through the shoulders. Spinning the palms back down, just reaching beyond your left middle finger. This pose is all about being in the moment. So I think in pregnancy especially, you're looking when the baby's here. We're looking back to how things were before, and you're in this kind of limbo somehow. But enjoy that unique place. We're going to straighten that left leg, shorten the distance between our feet, reach out, and then slowly bring that left hand down your left leg. And you can either bring the right arm to your right hip, or to start to pivot up, reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, or if you like that extended hip stretch, you can reach your right arm over your right ear. Draw your low belly in. A nice long stretch here. Be mindful that your left knee is not locked. Gently reaching that right arm back up. Taking a moment there, and then bringing that right hand back to the right hip, bend into your left knee, and rise up. Good. And from here, we're just going to bring both hands down to frame that left foot. And this is where we're going to bring that right foot. Big spring forward. Nice space between the feet. Inhale halfway. And exhale. Bend the knees and sway. Let's take opposite elbows here. Good. We'll push down through the feet. Inhale up to rise. And hands come to the chest. And we'll come down to do some nice stretches on the floor. And I'll come forward just so you can see me a little bit better. Okay. Good. So give lots of space to your hips here. We'll reach our arms up. And we'll come down softly, so floating down to the front. Again, halfway lift. And exhale. Good. Connect through the hands and walk back for your last downward facing dog. Release your head here, a little gentle rock side to side. And then step your feet out wide to the other side, out wide, off the mat. And then maybe bring your hands down, or you can come onto your fists. See what works for you. If you have a cushion nearby, You might benefit from actually resting your arms, or even resting, stacking fists and resting your head here. Just a nice wide stretch. And just play with the weight coming in and out through the toes and the heels. Start to rock a little bit. So we're going to rock our weight forward. I love this. Rock it back. You can even reach your arms forward, interlace your hands as I am, and just get a nice shoulder stretch here. As you come forward, you're loading the fronts of your legs, and then as you come back, feeling that stretch through the backs of the legs and the hips. Nice. Coming up onto your support or just onto your hands, heel toe your feet in a little bit, and then take the same fold. So just bringing your arms, hands down to the ankles and drawing yourself in. We'll walk both hands over to the left ankle and fold in here. Now lift up. Walk through center and fold over the right leg. And softly come back to center. Hands onto the cushion. If there's a cushion, bring your knees in and just sit onto your heels. Good. Nice. And just sitting for a moment, stretching the tops of your legs. Take a moment, check in with yourself. And this also stretches your ankles, stretches your feet. We'll open up, and we'll just open up the front of the body. Bringing your hands to your chest and just draw your chest, your sternum down. And then just stretch the front of the throat as you lift your head. We're not kind of moving our head way back, so it's staying in line here with the rest of things. And we'll slide that away, draw the low belly in, and we'll just interlace the hands at the low back. Good. Good. Very leg, hip centric class. I have a couple other ones that are all about the shoulders, but we always need to do a little bit for them. So stay with this, same position, and just do a couple of shrugs in and out of the shoulders. Shrugging in, shrugging out. And then slide your hands down the knees, tuck in, then inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, tone the pelvic floor. Again. Last one, up to neutral. Good. And we'll just come down onto our bottom. Reach the legs out in front of you. Good. I'll just show you the kind of side view here. We're going to bring the right foot into the left leg. And you can use cushions or you can use blocks. And we're just going to gently walk ourselves down. Not necessarily out in front, and also not on top of the leg because belly is there, but just to kind of the inside of that left leg. So just walking in. If there's belly in the way, come as close as you can. If the belly isn't an issue, you can rotate yourself a little bit more towards that left leg. You can rest your elbows on blocks, or you can just bring your hands down towards the leg, as close to the leg as you like. You can even bring your left arm underneath the left knee so it doesn't have a locking tendency, and just round in here. It can be quite restful just to find something to bring your head on, even your chin on. Just soften there. Nice. And if you have that left arm underneath the left knee, gently remove it. If your head is on something, remove it. And then just lift up your gaze, walk your hands in. Nice. And then we're just going to bring that right foot out to the right. Nice wide stance, just a nice wide twist. Connect the right arm to the inside of the right knee. You can even hold on to your right ankle with your right hand. And then just take your left hand behind you, lift up, and then rotate to look over your left shoulder. And just see what you can soften here. You can put a block under that left hand if it feels like the floor is far away. Now just moving only the gaze, so just that head, the head and eyes move from your left shoulder gaze just gently over the right, keeping everything else solid. Just gently letting that go. We're going to just switch sides. The left heel comes in, the right extends. Support is helpful here. Again, not directly over the right leg if there's belly in the way, but we're not coming out to the middle. We're not here, kind of as close into the leg as possible. And this is a great option. Blocks are a great option, and you can just kind of walk yourself out to that first, what I call the first point of resistance, where you feel there's sensation, there's work to do there. And again, you can slide your right arm underneath the right knee just for a little bit of ease here. A little head rest. And try to find a soft place to land. I'm not forcing the hamstring, just being gentle here. Using that breath. You feel a stretch on that left hip as well, likely, and just honoring wherever you feel sensation. You might be actually sitting up. It's such a tight hamstring that you're not folded at all, and that's totally okay. Nice. And then just sliding that arm out if it's under, reaching your gaze back up, walking the hands back in, taking a moment, and we'll plant the left leg, the left foot rather, connect the left arm to the inside of the left leg, and then hold onto your left ankle with that left hand, reach back with your right fingertips, sit up nice and tall, and rotate to look over your right shoulder. And then if you like, you can just bring the gaze back and forth or stay in that stretch. Really flex your right toes. Good. And just bringing that back to center. We'll find a little symmetry to conclude things. Good. A little release here, butterfly, the SI joints. You can be perched up on something or not. And this is where you can have maybe some cushion here, and you can just walk yourself out. You can move your feet as far away from your groin as you like, and it just feels different in the body, or you can bring the feet right in close. And again, you can reach your gaze out or kind of curl more inward, a little closer. It just changes the way that things stretch and how it feels. So you can try that out. Making a headrest here if you like. This is such a beautifully restorative position. Just staying as long as you like. I'll bring you into Shavasana and then I'll let you go. So for Shavasana, I encourage you to, if you have some books nearby and a couple of cushions, just creating a little bit of an incline, and then just bringing yourself, you can put a cushion under your bottom here and leaning back. If this doesn't work in your body, you can lay on your side, of course, or do whatever you need to do. But this is a favorite in my classes. And you can put something under the knees if you wish. Just really this position with a very restorative shape just opens up the shoulders, allows the shoulders to settle with a lot of ease. And then you can bring the palms out however they're comfortable. Palms up, palms down, or even bringing your hands to your belly and chest. Maybe tucking yourself into a little blanket. And then just take several big sighs here. Nice. And just allowing the eyes, the scalp, everything to settle. Shavasana.